Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday morning trading room. Let's get the screen share going on. The markets fairly quiet again yesterday, but with a slight bearish flavor here now. The daily on the NASDAQ. This is still the March contract, but notice we've got smaller bars and we're starting to build on the volume. What's with that? Here's the market analyzer that I set up the other day, and you can see the March contract still the volume much higher than the June contract. However, things starting to get a little bit more active in June. But I think what's significant is that it looks like we may, well, there's a little bit of a parabolic type thing going on here, where we're getting a little bit of a curvature to the market. I still think, all this resistance, you can see what happened last time we got up here near 7,200. Boom, down they go, and here and here. So this is obviously, or seems obvious to me, that it's an area with significant resistance attached. Okay, Mark gives me the thumbs up on that. He's on board with that too. Good to know. Thanks, Mark. All right, well, we've got the opening bell, and for those of you who like your first in sync signals, well, we got one right here on the Eagle. It's kind of working. It looks like there's room to move. The market should try to head down here. We're kind of in sync with the Bollingers. Just going back here to the daily chart, this day back here looks like it's going to be the first big obstacle to the downside, and that's going to be around the 70-75 mark. Okay. A little bit of a trickle down. I'm going to give them a few minutes here. Maybe they will establish a trend. Oh, maybe I'm going to get caught on the sidelines here. Nuts to me. Nice number 3 signal here with the Raptor. That, of course, your with trend signal. I like these number 3 signals, or even the number 1 signals, but certainly the number 3 signals when they're in sync with your Bollinger Suite. For me, it just adds a whole lot of confidence to the signal. And that one certainly was some very nice follow through off of the opening buzzer. But we'll, like I said, we'll give them a few minutes. kind of looking for a bit of a bottom. We're below the median line on the support and resistance suite. Oh, and below secondary support, actually, or primary support, which could give us a slightly more bearish flavor today. We shall see. Oh, Mark says the mid cap, that's the EMD, is in free fall. All right, well, here, maybe maybe I'm going to take this second push here. This is just one of your follow-up signals that you might get. And all I'm looking to do is enter below that low. I'm going to get my exit order out of the way. If a market is in free fall, you can use any of your secondary signals as an opportunity to get into a trade. And let me bring my stops back in now. Not that all markets are related. However, the stock indices do have a tendency to move together. Now, I may be in a little bit early on this. I'm not usually that keen on these early signals. Come on, give me another bear bar. I'd like to see 2 bear bars in a row here. And then I can start to roll my stops up. There's one. Come on. You can do it. Oh, got a little bit of waffling going on here. Sellers should be showing up. We are back into the hard edge, back at this previous swing. And if they don't, well, my bad. All right, so here now the number 3 signal, the continuation signal. Let's go, sellers. You can do it. So what I'm doing is I'm just trailing now above the bars with those wicks, and we're into the secondary support. I will take this opportunity to take the trade to break even. Oh, looks like it's trying to push back off the line a bit. Got it. Oh well, break even's okay on a market that seems to be hesitating a little bit. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that burns my biscuits. I had the right idea, just got tagged a little bit on my premature stop movement. I thought I was over that problem. Oh well, had the right idea. Like I said, just a little bit too quick with my stop. I think we can call today's trend definitely down. Yeah, Mark says, no other way to say it. That just sucks. I hate that. But I got no one to blame but myself. Obviously, I should take my own advice and leave my stops 2 swings back. I would have made my profit objective. Wow, Mark says unbelievable move in the mid cap. Nice thing about the mid cap. Here, let me see if I can build a chart for you. Chart. Um, 1 second, 1 second. I'm still new here to the whole Ninja 8 chart building business. Okay, here is the mid cap now with the Raptor put on it. A little pre-market signal here, a nice #1 signal. But what I was going to say about the mid cap, if you scroll through the EMD, you're going to notice that this is a market which is very decisive. Well, for the most part, anyway. Once it settles on a direction, it stays with it. There's not a lot of noise in the mid cap. At least I don't think so. You can see some very, very nice trending days here. If you're looking for another market to follow, I can wholeheartedly recommend the mid cap. The EMD. Tony, who still frequents the room from time to time, that was one of his favorites. Yeah, Mark says it kind of lumbers along, for lack of a better analogy. Yeah, that's true. It's kind of like the 800-pound gorilla. It's just kind of making its way through the market. I've never considered following it kind of as a market barometer. You know, if the kind of to set the tone on the day, if you're looking at other markets like the NASDAQ, which is a little bit more affordable, the mid cap trading at $10 a tick might be out of reach for some of you trading smaller accounts. That's why the NASDAQ is so appealing, because let's face it, it's $5 a tick. It's a pretty affordable market, as is the mini Dow, which is also a $5 per tick instrument. The mini Dow, not quite as volatile as the NASDAQ. Hey, nice to know. Mark says the late filter entries work well for 11 ticks and net you over $100 a car after commission. That's pretty good. Yeah, see, that's the other thing with the mid cap. Because it's at $10 a tick instead of 5, you're only looking for those 10 or 11 ticks to make your profit objective. Good point, Mark. So, Mark, I'm going to make you type a bit here, but is that how you've been using the mid cap, kind of like a barometer? Do you find that it gives you a better overall market view? Yeah, you could probably just write yes or no to that. Wow, the NASDAQ falling out of bed here this morning. I'm kind of waiting now for a little bit of a pullback. Here's the thing with a free fall market, you could take any of these signals. Any of these sell signals are obviously with trend. The challenge is stop placement. How far can I keep my stop away? Because there is a pullback coming. There's no question about that. So timing a little bit on the tricky side here at the moment. Maybe we'll try a hard edge bounce with a bit of a delayed entry. Oh, okay. Mark says, in regards to watching the mid cap kind of as a market barometer, he says, no, it's not always in sync or a good indicator of direction with the NASDAQ from what I found, at least not yet. Maybe something to watch for from that perspective. Yeah, the markets will do what the markets will do. I'm kind of the same opinion. I used to watch the bond market in relation to the E-mini because there tends to be an inverse relationship between bonds and the E-mini. If the E-mini was making what seemed like a strong breakout move and the bonds did not follow up, then or move the opposite direction, if the bonds were just stagnant, then I knew the breakout would probably not hold. Oh, Frank says the NASDAQ has a 7350 pivot point on the daily chart. 7350. We're quite a ways away from that. Is that a typo, Frank? Oh, shoot. I'm looking around here and we did have a green bar sell here. I'm looking for an opportunity to get short. I thought maybe I missed out on a signal here on the Raptor, but no, not yet. Okay, the Hawk now with an interesting opportunity. We've got the red bar buy signal. Okay, we've got a number 3 signal with a second push and a green bar sell with the second push. Okay, so it's not out of reach just yet. I'll turn here to the Raptor. And I could put my just in case order to sell down here. Whoa. All right, another number 3 signal. Another second push opportunity. Stops are going to go above the secondary support zone here, at least to start. Okay, got a little bit of a sideways mess going on here. These are number 3 signals as well. I don't want to pinch the trade too much, I don't think. We are getting slight bullishness coming in. Note the Bollinger Suite, very, very narrow. That's what's referred to as a Bollinger Squeeze, and it's a prelude to a breakout. All right, we'll tighten this up just a little bit more. Back in the hard edge, looking for a short opportunity. There we go. There's the hard edge bounce. It did not print as a hard edge bounce because the clouds are intertwined, but that is what it is. It is a hard edge bounce. I better get my stop loss order working. And what do you think? Should we try to run this out some more or just look to take some profit? The market is so, whoa. All right, let's run it out. Let's bring the stops up to break even. Ah, did it again. Doggone it. Who's thinking on me? Who's telling them that I'm rolling my stops in? Scoundrels. Those little hiccups are killing me. Look at that. There they go. Okay, yeah, Frank says that was a typo. 7071 is the daily pivot. Yeah, Ray says, referring back here, the cloud has turned bullish, just barely so. It's actually, I kind of read this as still moderately bearish. The faster cloud, of course, has turned bullish, but the bigger, slower cloud is still bearish. Oh, nuts. Look at that. It would have easily made my profit target. I was looking here at the lows. Poor me. All right, well, we got another number 3 signal, another number 1 signal. We're at the lows, so I think what I would look to here is a really big second push on the number 1 and the number 3. What concerns me is that the market is kind of hesitating a little bit now. No, looks like they're in the sideways range now. It's going to be easier to see here on the Eagle. Oh no, the drill sergeant here is making me do push-ups for the blowing the quick stop. Mark says that'll be 10 push-ups. That might actually learn me if I had to do 10 push-ups every time I rolled my stops too quick. That's good. I like it. Mark says, I've had a couple of late filter entry signals fail this morning. I'm sore. Oh, man. Trevor Noah, apparently his fitness regime is um, when certain people in the office come up to him after they leave, if one fellow comes by, he has to do 10 push-ups. If another one comes by, he's got to do 10 squats, and so on. That's his fitness regime at work. Wow, we have got constipated market going on here. They are trying to get a little bit bullish. I don't know if this should qualify as a breakout or not. It just poked its nose on the other side. I'm going to throw a just in case order in there. We are building a bit of a rule of three. Yeah, Mark's right. Got to have a little fun. If it ain't fun, we wouldn't do it. Well, maybe if we didn't need the money, we wouldn't do it. All right, I got the market in a bit of a pinch. So I'm going to treat this as the breakout, the retest. Sorry, guys. Sitting on my snooze button. I'm not sure when it cut out, but at least I didn't take a loss on that one. Took a little bit of profit. Not seeing much follow through on the breakout side. Yeah, so we're back inside, moving back inside the trading range. What's going to happen next is we're going to see the sellers show up again. Once we see the sellers show up, we'll have the market in a bit of a bind again. No bearish pushback yet, but it should be coming soon. Excuse me. All right, here we go. A little bit of evidence, perhaps, of a bearish pushback, at least on the eagle. You can see the hawk and the falcon both bullish right now. The raptor a little bit more neutral. Oh, now the raptor getting a little bit more bullish. I'm not going to hop on board just yet. I really want to see a bearish push. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for exhaustion, right? We've got a market that has made a major move lower out of the open. Huge move lower. Do we think that this is all that they can muster after a breakout? I'm not sure, but I don't think so. I'd like to see something resembling a test of the extreme here. Still looking for that pushback. Doggone it. It does appear as though the market is getting a little bit more of a bullish flavor to it. That's a rather substantial pullback, in my opinion. All right. That's a decent start to a pushback. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my just in case order to buy right there, just above. This is what I've been waiting for. Evidence that the sellers are showing up. They should try to push the market down here at least a little bit. I'm thinking maybe even to the bottom end of the trading range. After which, if the buyers are serious about taking the market, they are going to rally it up. That's just how it goes. All right, there's the bearish pushback back toward the bottom end of the trading range. Frank says a small dip past the pivot on the daily, then bounced back up, but it's sitting on the edge of the pivot line. Mark says at 70.25 level, the force is strong with that one. Yes, it certainly is. Mark's looking back on a daily chart. If we break through to the downside, we could be in for some bear days ahead, Mark writes. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the market tone has definitely gotten a little bit more bearish. Oh, way to go, Mark says. At least I'm back on track now with that last late filter entry up. It's probably this one right here on the Falcon. Didn't even see that one. I was looking at my Eagle chart so closely. So the late filter entry signal occurs when your filter goes out of sync, comes back into sync, your trend line never changing color. You produce a signal, and yes, very nice. Decent follow through on that, at least enough to find your high probability profit objective. Yeah, Frank's bearish as well, looking at 70.66 to the upside. The hawk here with the first bear signal. Oh, you stinkers. Are you gonna shut me out? Oh, they are too. Look at that. I was too late. I was looking for a short opportunity as well, and that was the only one that gave me the signal right there. No signal on the Falcon. No real signal on the, well, actually, You know, you'd have to read into it in hindsight, but that's a number 2 signal. You got your itty bitty test of the extreme and then a signal to short. But again, much easier to see that one in hindsight. Um, yeah, Ray's asking, do you want to close that buy stop order? I could. I'll hold on to it just a little bit longer. This is, you know, going back here, I should have left my trading range up. Okay, so here's the breakout. This is the retest. When the retest resumed the downtrend, this was my opportunity to short. I didn't get it. I could put a just in case order to sell down here, because if the trend is going to continue lower, it's going to need to take out that low. I really missed the boat. I should have been looking for the resumption of the trend back here. I had both the hawk signal and it was a bit of a wishy-washy green bar sell, but there was a green bar sell signal there as well. Problem with shorting below here is not direction, it's going to be stop placement. Yeah, see, there was plenty of profit in there. Kicking myself a bit on that one. Oh, I see. Frank's got fat fingers. It was a typo, not 7,600, 6,600. Yeah, that's a long ways down. We got to look way back on the daily chart to see those kinds of numbers. So 6,600, where the last rally took off from, thereabouts. I could see that. Certainly 67, I think, is a reasonable expectation. We're almost starting to build another sideways range. That's a pretty good bullish pushback. Back now into this trading range again. Yeah, Frank thinks we might see 7,000 today. Yeah, I could see that. Ray writes, the market stocks had already been overpriced with more risk on the overvalued stocks. So I just feel it was time to take some profit. Earnings are still bullish, but some earnings are becoming a little weaker. It's just an observation. I think given these tiny bars we've been seeing here for the last couple, 3 weeks, traders are obviously a little reluctant to get overly bullish at this point, probably in no small part to these strong areas of resistance. So I would agree with that. I would think, and especially since we had some rather large volume days on some relatively small bars, that the market could be teeing up for a bigger move. And it does look as though it is leaning toward the shorts. Oh, look at that. They're just kissing it. Are they going to bring me in? The tone of the market certainly bullish now. The fact that we've rejected the lows here, we have a bit of a double bottom going on, very bullish. Mark using the magic 8 ball in regards to the market making it to 7,000 today. The magic 8 ball says probably. Good old magic 8 ball. All right. Now, the best stop, believe it or not, is down here. That's a monster. I'm going to kind of roll my stop somewhere near the hard edge. And I should probably use a resistance zone for a profit target. Oh, well, we got one nearby there. All right, let's see if I can't get 2 zones back. That's going to be my objective. So we've printed a number 1 signal here on the Raptor, and you could use a second push opportunity on this one by entering above that bar right there, the one with the wick. Come on. Come on, give me that other bull bar. Oh, look at that. Scoundrels. Giddy up. Yeah, Keith says I need to pick up a Magic 8 Ball. The Magic 8 Ball knows all. I guess there's an online version as well, if you don't want to go to Toys R Us and pick one up. All right. I can take some of the risk out of the trade now. We're going to be testing the top end of the trading range, as you can see. Come on. So we're stuck now at the top end of this trading range. Obviously, some selling going on up here. Got to see the buyers come back. Again, I'll be looking for a bull bar or two as a reason to bring my stops up. I may need to adjust my profit objective as well if they're going to stop cooperating. Bollinger's still bullish, but starting to get a little bit narrow again. Come on, one more bull bar, and we'll see them challenge the highs. I'm 2 mini swings back, little swing here, little swing here. I need that other bullish bar. Here, we'll help it up a little bit. Come on, get going. Wow, what an obstacle. All right, that's all they get. They're taking too long. If the bar turns moderately bullish, I'm going to go to break even. No, get going. Here, we'll throw in a barrier so they can't get through it. There. Nuts. They got through. All right. Let's close that up. Okay, so they're not quite ready to turn bullish just yet. All right, gang, I'm going to close up shop here for the morning. If you're going to continue trading, we've got that sideways trading range now. We got to get out of that. And then we can anticipate or at least be able to corner the market a little bit better. In the meantime, though, yeah, be careful. It's kind of a wacky sort of day today. The trend is down, so you're going to want to favor selling opportunities. Here now, one in the Hawk. We're getting a trend change signal here on the Falcon. So we got a couple of ways that you can get into the market at this point. All right, I've got an appointment I got to get to, so I'm going to close up the room. I will see you tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.